This is a monologue about mass immigration, the subject I was just in Dublin, Ireland about. And a country, not Ireland, that has decided it doesn't want to follow the roadmap of Ireland or the United Kingdom or Canada or France or Sweden or Germany. Do you ever see those old-timey movie reels of the United Kingdom? They're full of nostalgia, and I wonder why. Is it just a longing for a simpler past? About a time when Britain was British, when it was safe and peaceful and united in purpose, before someone decided that what the UK really needed, what that peaceful kingdom really needed, was just a few million migrants from Somalia and Afghanistan. Mass immigration does that. I want to tell you a personal story. I went on a family vacation 2 years ago after the October 7th, 2023 massacre when Hamas invaded southern Israel. I wanted to go somewhere where I could take a break from everywhere being faced with barbarism and stress. I wanted to go to the most un-Middle Eastern place I could find. And it dawned on me to go to Japan. So we took the family for a bit of a vacation. I'd never been there before. I didn't know much about it, but I have to tell you, for the entire time I was there, I felt like I was in a superior civilization, an advanced civilization. They are superior in many ways, not always. And I know I fall in love with countries I travel to, whether it's the UK or Ireland. I mean, I like to find the best of everywhere I go to. Maybe you think I'm just a fanboy. But no, Japan is an amazing place. Let me just start with aesthetics. There's almost no graffiti. I'm not going to say there's none in the entire country, but it was startlingly, noticeably graffiti-free. There's almost no garbage on the streets, not even in alleys. I'm not going to say zero garbage, but in the whole time we were there, I think maybe once I saw some garbage. And the funny thing is, there's no public garbage cans. You take your garbage with you. We found 7-Elevens and they had garbage cans. Like, we're not used to having no garbage cans, but it's immaculate and meticulous. Speaking of garbage, when you think of an alley in downtown Toronto or Vancouver or Montreal or Calgary, I don't know about you, but when I think of an alleyway, especially at night, I think danger, I think dirty, I think maybe rats, I think maybe human danger in the form of drug addicts or homeless sleeping there. It is the opposite in Japan. Alleys are immaculate and they hold little hidden secrets, like a tiny restaurant with just 8 seats or a tiny craft store. They are the funnest part and completely safe. In my entire time in Japan, a country over 100 million, I only heard shouting once in our entire time there, and it was by a foreigner, a tourist. I don't know if I ever heard a horn honk, even once, even driving in the world's largest city of Tokyo. And I know what I'm about to say is probably not true all the time, but just my own anecdotal observations. There were no traffic jams in Tokyo. Again, 40 million people in the greater Tokyo area. But it was like the Jetsons with elevated highways for going between neighborhoods and the lower roads for going within a neighborhood. So if you were traveling, 5 miles, you would hop up on one of these elevated sky highways and go really fast. And then when you came near your destination, you would come back down to the ground. It was sort of awesome. And to get between cities, there were these bullet trains that really move so fast, and they're pretty incredible and easy to deal with. I don't know. It really feels like living in the future. And even the fashion. I felt like a slob. I mean, I was on vacation, but every single person dresses smartly over there. I mean, and with very few exceptions, young women are dressed modestly. I mean, I just was impressed. Everywhere I went, I thought, yikes, I'm not living up to Japan, just even walking on the street. And there are religion, or even at least cultural traditions, remain, with vestiges of it in many ways, including temples in many places, even in the cities. I found the Japanese people to be polite and dignified, and to take their reputation very seriously in how they dealt with you, even as a stranger. In fact, especially as a stranger. It was a very high-trust society. I'll be honest, I felt like a noisy, sloppy barbarian the whole time I was there. Interesting things, there's less English skills than you might imagine. Now, I can't go to China for fear of arrest, so this was a better, safer trip to take. It was like living in the future. I mean, I mentioned the bullet trains already. They love futuristic food even. I mean, they invented ramen soup, and there's even vending machines with hot soup in a can. I know that sounds funny, but it's pretty delicious. They have a whole ramen noodle museum. I went to Hiroshima, and I should tell you that that city, which the Americans dropped an atomic bomb on, is completely rebuilt, obviously. Nothing remains radioactive. There is no danger there at all. In fact, there's a little cafe right near what they called the Hypo Center, which is the place right underneath where the bomb went off. Hiroshima, look at the pictures. Hiroshima is in better shape, cleaner, more prosperous, more built up than, say, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. I mean, it's an astounding tribute to the Japanese people. Now, the museum and memorial in Hiroshima is very troubling. In fact, I have to tell you, this was soon after October 7th, and I just couldn't take the museum. It was too heavy for me. I felt like I was suffocating, and I left halfway through, but I did get the meaning of it and the spirit of it. There was a candor in that Hiroshima Museum and Memorial too. I didn't know until I went to the museum that 20,000 of the people in Hiroshima who were killed by the atomic bomb, they were slaves. Japan took slaves and brought them to the mainland, to Japan, to work as industrial slaves. In this case, 20,000 Korean slaves were in Hiroshima and died from the bomb blast. I just didn't know that, but it reminds me, Japan was a brutal place before the war, and Japan did commit some atrocities. Look at the rape of Nanking. I don't believe the revisionist history that's coming out, that the nuclear bomb was immoral or America was immoral for dropping it. If you listen to true historians like Victor Davis Hanson, dropping the atom bomb not only saved an enormous number of American lives, it's estimated that 1 million casualties would have been taken invading Japan. But it saved an enormous number of Japanese lives too, given the absolute frenzied and fanatic commitment to fighting. There probably would have been 1 million casualties on each side, probably many more on the Japanese side. So I despise the revisionism. It's worth going to that museum if you find yourself in Japan. My favorite thing about Japan, of course, was it was filled with Japanese people. I have to say, I think they're superior people. And I don't think that's being racist to say, is it? But even in my short visit there, I could see that was ending. And frankly, it made me a bit worried. I could see immigration still modest. I could see that it was coming in quickly. And the thing about mass immigration is the benefits of it are easy to count immediately, but the harms take a while to catch up. The benefits, of course, accrue chiefly to corporations, cheap labor for employers, more tenants for landlords, more cell phone contracts for phone companies, more bank accounts for banks. So yeah, I mean, we see that in Canada. Who is loving immigration? Who's advertising to new immigrants? All the industries I've just listed. Let me read to you a story from about a year ago, talking about Japan's strategy. Let me read this to you. Japan is hoping to tackle a worsening manpower shortage in its transportation industry by licensing up to 24,500 foreign taxi, bus, and truck drivers by fiscal year 2028. What a disastrous idea that is, not just from a safety point of view, but from a crime point of view. And by the way, I was in Austin a couple weeks ago. If you remember, I went down to go on Alex Jones's show. I ordered an Uber, and I didn't expect this. I didn't know this. They sent me, it being Austin, a driverless car called a Waymo. It was a driverless taxi that came to get me. I had never even seen one before, let alone been in one. And I was slightly skeptical getting in, but it was completely safe, utterly clean, and I sort of loved it. And I guess I would say to Japan, you don't need to bring in 24,500 people who will bring with them a multitude of problems. You can just use robots like they're using in Austin. The harms, of course, to mass immigration being depressed wages, increased cost of living, and mainly a lack of cultural fit, including the treatment of women. And if you think that that's bad in places like the UK or Ireland, I just described for you for 10 minutes the politeness and the respect inherent in the Japanese culture. Imagine bringing in people from Somalia, from Afghanistan to a Japanese culture. The outright crime waves we're seeing in Ireland and UK and Sweden, imagine that transposed into the high trust, high connected society of Japan. So I was ecstatic when I heard that Japan has just elected a new prime minister focused on the issue of immigration. Her name is Sanae Takaichi. She also happens to be the first woman prime minister. Normally, the left would go gaga over her, but she's the most right-wing prime minister on the issue of immigration. Here's the New York Times story calling her a hardline conservative. Have you ever seen the New York Times called someone a hardline leftist? I haven't. Let me read a little bit about their coverage. Ms. Takaichi has been a prominent critic of China's efforts to expand military and economic influence, and she has called for Japan to do more to strengthen its defense capabilities. She has also been a staunch supporter of a return to Abenomics, a platform of low interest rates coupled with broad government spending. During the campaign, she seized on a wave of anti-immigrant sentiment. She said that Japan should create a, quote, command center to oversee issues related to foreigners. And she blamed tourists for kicking the cherished deer in Nara, that's a city where she's from, and doing pull-ups on gates outside sacred shrines. That is absolutely true, what's going on. And it's disgraceful to see. And I'm glad that she used those outrageous incidents by foreigners to win. I mean, it is so, I just told you how respectful and politeful they are. Imagine someone coming from a low trust society and just saying, I can do whatever I want here. Here, let me read to you from Japan Times. We witness and hear about such stories every day, but Japanese people are extremely tolerant, so everyone is swallowing their words, she said, adding that she will put an end to that by revising immigration policies from scratch. For those who come to Japan with financial motives and claim that they are refugees, I'll have you go home. I'll also have illegal immigrants strictly follow the law, Takaichi said. And she appointed a hardline minister, also a woman. This is from the Japan Times as well. Let me read. Onoda said she was looking to work closely with relevant government agencies to enforce stricter measures against unruly foreign residents and to revive the country's insufficient immigration policies. Quote, the current reality is that the people are feeling anxiety, dissatisfaction, or a sense of unfairness due to crimes, nuisances, and inappropriate use of various systems by a small number of foreign nationals, Onoda said at a news conference Wednesday. This is the new cabinet minister. While we must not fall into xenophobia, ensuring the safety and security of the public is essential for economic growth, she said. Now, by the way, this new minister is born in Chicago, half American, so I think in Japan she'll have a lot of credibility as a half foreigner cracking down on foreigners. And let me show you what we're talking about here. And I want to tell you, I mean, I think I'm sort of polite. I mean, I could be a bit noisy and I could be a bit gruff, but I was so self-conscious in Japan because everyone else was just being better behaved. They were being more respectful, more polite, more gracious, more hospitable, more welcoming. And if you have good faith in you, you'll be touched by that. You'll be moved by that. You'll look up to the Japanese people and maybe you'll come to love them a little bit. There's certain things I like about our boisterous, noisy, cacophonous West. Of course, I love it. I mean, I don't know if I would live in Japan. I don't know if I would be accepted in Japan, but what an amazing place to visit. But take a look at this guy. He's a live streamer who goes by the nickname Johnny Somali. He's a foreign troublemaker in a high-trust society, a microcosm of what we have here. He harasses people. He monsters them in Japan and Korea and other places. And I just want you to watch for a couple of minutes of what he does and realize why he goes to Japan to do it. Because if he were to do that in, let's say, Dallas, Texas, or if he were to do that in the wrong county in the United States, he would be shot. But he knows that the Japanese are deferential and oh my God, did he get away with things? Just take a look. Watch for a couple minutes.
China. Japan.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated. Somebody please put this on the news tomorrow. Put this on the news. I want to start a race war.
アメリカ国籍のイスマイル・ラムジー・カリド容疑者ら2人は先月、大阪市の大手牛丼チェーン店で店内を撮影しながら大音量で音楽を流すなど業務を妨害した疑い、調べに対しカリド容疑者は黙秘しています。
This is my country music. My country music. No music. My country. No music. My country.
本当フリーバラーズ。日本人たち、我々は歌のテニスで。
We have to go. We have to go, Gino. We gotta go. We go. Relax.
我々は再び日本を核で爆撃するだろう。サタン万歳、アメリカ万歳。私は日本人が嫌いです。彼らは川ごとのような匂いがする。日本人の母親に糞便を強制的に与える。
We gotta eat somewhere else. I'm sorry. We gotta eat somewhere else. We gotta eat somewhere else. We gotta go. We gotta go. Jesus, we gotta. Yo, Gino, we gotta eat somewhere else. I'm sorry, I don't know. Okay. Let's just go to Sukia. I hear a show the other day. Like they got
sent $5. We need to destroy your mental health. We need you either in jail or Africa.
Niggers, I don't like niggers. I don't like niggers. I don't like niggers. I don't like niggers. I don't like niggers.
$5.
あなたをファック。あなたをファック。
Yo, you're gonna get put in jail, nigga. We're gonna go to jail, bro. I don't know what.
I didn't know that said.
ファックユー。
Oh.
ファックユー。
Yo, Turon, yo, it's like.
I guess all monkeys aren't bad. Love you, Johnny.
I love you, Mosal, too. What's with this Oppenheimer shit, nigga? This Oppenheimer shit, nigga. This that Oppenheimer shit. Niggas are walking out the restaurant. This is the Oppenheimer shit. Oh my God. What? Yo, you gonna get me locked up, fam? It's f***ing people here. Don't tell me to be quiet. What? I'm gonna leave. Don't touch me. Yo, no. You're not the police. You're not police. Oh, you are not police. What are you touching me for? We on video. Okay. Don't touch.
Okay.
No touch. No touch me.
Okay.
Relax. No, whoa. Yo, what is going on, chat?
If you stay there, I won't do anything.
You won't.
Yeah, he was finally arrested, and he's not doing that in Japan anymore. I despise Johnny Somali, except for one reason. One reason that I actually love him is that by making such an ass of himself, he helped get the new prime minister of Japan elected. And in its own way, maybe by being so atrocious and abominable, maybe this chain of events that has come from him has saved Japan. I recommend visiting Japan if you can, precisely because they want to make it hard to visit.